So October has been a weird month. Really just a long month. I'm Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, we're bringing you the top 10 weird stories of October. Number 10, the feds charged Lizard Squad and Poodle Corp. Chihuahua LLC, those doing just fine. I made them up so they can't be charged with anything. Lizard Squad and Poodle Corp, definitely real though, and in trouble with the law. They're actually in trouble for more than one thing, but the one that probably concerns us the most as gamers and enjoyers of games is Poodle Corp's DDoS for hire service, which has hit multiple multiplayer games, including a lot of Blizzard titles and, the Battlefield 1 beta. That's not forgivable. Sorry, Poodle Corp, but you don't get away with this. You guys probably aren't going to hear me say this too many times, but I'm with the US government on this one. Number 9, you know how Nintendo did not want to announce what the Switch looked like for about a year because they were worried about people copying the design? Well, it turns out somebody actually beat them to the punch, and there's kind of a garbage system out in China called the Morpheus X300. Now, looking at it, it really reminds you of the Switch, but it's kind of garbage looking. Look, it looks like something out of the 90s from Magnavox or something, and I'm not really what I would say worried about it, and I don't think Nintendo should be either. I sincerely doubt Acorn Electronics had this idea stolen from Nintendo, who was probably working on this for God knows how long. But they have had it out since October 2015, so it's not exactly a new device. Still, imagine if somebody with no design sense whatsoever made the Nintendo Switch. That's what it looks like. Number 8, Twitch user Rudeism wired up a bunch of bananas to play Overwatch with. Bananas, you say? But that's so weird. Why would you use bananas? When I think controllers made out of food, I think potatoes. Well, he was actually aiming to use peanut butter, but apparently it doesn't conduct electricity that well. But like, let's even just go a step further and say that would be a controller made out of peanut butter, which presents more problems, I would say, than even bananas. But he set it up essentially so he has 2 D-pads and 3 bananas in the center that represent Q, E, and Shift. He hardwired left click because he didn't have enough hands, so it's basically always firing or meleeing, but it's pretty entertaining to watch, to be completely honest. I like thinking about what the other people were thinking, because they probably didn't know he had bananas. They're all just like, why is this dude spazzing out? He won't stop attacking, even when he's not really attacking anybody, he's just always attacking. It's because he's playing with bananas, you fools. Number 7, in the most authentic football game in the land, Madden NFL 17, EA Sports has confirmed that they messed up on something that maybe might be called an obvious mistake. In a game where physics matter a lot, authenticity matters a lot, perfection is the goal. They had the sun setting wrong. In fact, they still have the sun setting wrong. In the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, if you're playing a game, the sun ain't setting in the west. It's setting in the east, and it may be like that in some other places. We don't know yet. Now, this obviously isn't the biggest problem in the world, but it may not even be fixed till the next version of the game. Now, to be fair, EA came up with a really good line to explain it away and make me not angry. Not that I was really angry in the first place, but still. They said, "We hope players enjoy this sneak peek into what the world might look like if Earth rotated in the opposite direction." Clever. EA Sports. We've got decent PR. Number 6, Valve is pushing back against the Washington state government, who is saying that they are facilitating gambling activities through Steam, i.e. via skin trading. Washington state government sent them a letter saying essentially that because Valve didn't really do anything specifically about it, Valve was essentially facilitating the gambling elements of the skin trading platforms, which, to be completely honest, I kind of agree with. But they're not the US government, so I'm not saying it twice in this one. They're the Washington state government. I'm with the Washington state government here. Now, this is what kind of burns my buns. Valve pointed out their ongoing efforts to shut down gambling sites directly, including sending cease and desist letters, as well as disabling Steam accounts that are associated with at least 40 of these sites. Now see, here's the thing, I don't buy that. Steam makes transaction fees off of all this shit, so Valve really has not a whole hell of a lot of incentive because there actually isn't any specific law about this, which is something that Washington state should maybe address, or even, dare I say it, the federal government. But I don't think that they're in the green on this, so to speak. Valve says they can't always identify the cleverly designed bots that facilitate this kind of gambling, but they're happy to cooperate with the commission if it is able to identify more skin gambling sites. How about somebody who does more than 10 transactions in a second? Number 5, Endless Legend, which is a very good 4X strategy game if you've ever played it. And if you haven't, I would highly recommend you do. As far as these go, it is really a highly detailed and enjoyable game. And the reason I say something like that right up front is because, well, a Chinese language mod caused it to go from very positive Steam reviews to mixed, which is quite a downgrade. See, what happened was a user added a Chinese language mod to the workshop, but the mod only worked with an older version of the game, so he linked to a pirated copy of the older version in the mod. Amplitude, the creators of the game, obviously don't want to link to a pirated version of the game in a mod that you can just download, so they requested that the link was removed. So that was a no-go. The user who submitted the mod did not remove the link, so Amplitude just deleted the mod. Sounds pretty standard so far, right? That's pretty much what you would expect to happen. Well, Chinese players of the game went absolutely batshit about this. They were not happy. Understandably so, because they were suddenly able to understand all the words in the game, but had that revoked from them. So anyway, they hit it hard with a bunch of negative reviews. And as you know, mixed kind of gives a meh, I don't know, type feel when somebody new goes in and has a look. I think it's partly why Steam started adding the recent ratings and overall ratings sections to it not so long ago. It is a phenomenal game though, I have to say. And people who play it and enjoy it were like, no, actually no. And people who hadn't left reviews and probably wouldn't normally leave reviews, because reviews come from a certain type of person, somebody who wants to be active in that aspect of the game. A bunch of positive reviews came in from other people, and it's back at very positive, which is a positive development. Number 4, notorious developer on Steam greenlight bullshit products that nobody likes. Digital Homicide went out of business. They just decided to stop, probably a long time after it would have made sense to, but they kept going for a long time, attempting to sue various game journalists, including Jim Sterling, as well as 100 people who left negative reviews for them on Steam. Just users, just people who were like, I don't like this game. They're like, oh, you're going down. But that did not work out for them, although I can't imagine how it didn't work out for them, literally just suing customers for saying their game wasn't good. I can't possibly imagine how that didn't work out. But I have to say, anybody who knows how bad Steam greenlight games can be, early access games, shovelware, not all of the games in those sections. Obviously, there's a lot of legitimate projects that have started there and developed into very massive games, but the shovelware. It's good to see the shovelware get some shit shoveled its way. Bye-bye, Digital Homicide. Number 3, something a little more positive and cute. Pokeball-shaped bath bombs are being sold out of Sweden. A bath ball is just something you put into the water and it dissolves into soap in a nice bubble bath or whatever. But these look like Pokeballs. And they come with a little Pokemon figurine in them, and they're adorable. It's hard to feel upset thinking about these. They're nice. They're much better. Much better than Digital Homicide. Number 2, you can get money for a dick move that Sony did in 2010. You can finally claim either $9 or $55 depending on a couple of different things based on the Other OS functionality that was removed from the PlayStation 3 in April of 2010. All PlayStation 3 owners of the original quote-unquote fat PlayStation 3, the non-slim one, can receive at least $9. And if you can provide evidence that you actually installed Linux on your PS3, you get $55. I do not have any such evidence, but I will be getting my $9, Sony. I don't even care that I had no intention of using this. You're giving me $9. And finally, number 1, a retailer in Great Britain called Simply Game is taking a little heat for charging £5 for 10-minute PlayStation VR demos. Now you're like, that's probably like close to $5, right? Well, that translates over to about $6.12 in US dollars, so it's not terrible as far as conversions go. But would you pay $6.12 to play 10 minutes of like some PlayStation demo software in virtual reality? I would not. I would not do that, even a little bit. And they're claiming the £5 is to ensure that they have dedicated staff manning the PlayStation VR pods who have been fully trained to adhere to the best practice demo guidelines. Okay, so you're saying that I don't even get 10 minutes alone with the PlayStation VR if I give you £5? I realize I don't sound very British, I don't live in Great Britain, and I have no real stake in this other than I know that we have an audience in Great Britain, but I can't not say this. Fuck that. What do you think about that bullshit? Or any other bullshit? This is a weird month. A lot of weird things happen. Let's talk about all of it in the comments and anything weird happened to you as well. If you enjoyed this video, please click like. And if you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter @FalconTheHero. And we'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.